Morning, everybody. Denise, Calvin,
Morning,
Calvin. One of
Derek.
my morning. One of my childhood best friends' name was Calvin, so I have a love for that name. And he was 2 years older than me. So he was a lot, and when we were little, that no, it might have been three or four, because he was in high school when I was in like seventh grade. Anyway, he was bigger than me, so that's why I got good at certain stuff, at like physical stuff, basketball, and like we would wrestle all the time, and he would gorilla press me and toss me around. But that's how I got good at a lot of ping pong. He used to destroy me until one day I started beating him. So I credit me being good at physical stuff partially to him. So anyway, morning, Calvin, Lisa, Mod, you also, Cindy, what's up? As usual, Brenda, how many is that? One, two, three, four, five. One more, Cheryl, Mod. Let me make sure I invite everybody up, and then we'll get
Good
started.
morning.
And I'm hoping for a guinea pig today. If not, that's okay. I'll do myself, but we might do somebody else if they're willing. Were you going to say something, Cheryl? Or
I,
was that a
I
mistake?
was saying good morning to you as well.
Morning. Welcome.
Thank,
Thanks for being here.
thanks for having me.
So, Derek, did I might be a guinea pig? It would depend.
All
What would I
right,
be
I will.
guinea pigging
I'll explain
for?
what it is then.
Yeah, I need the details first before I sign up.
All right, we'll see. Maybe we'll do. We might be able to do a couple people depending on how fast I move. I have myself queued up to nitpick. I've already
Actually,
noticed a couple things I need to
yeah.
fix, but
Actually, it'd be better to not do me, and we just recently did. So I'm waving that I was joking. So back to you, friend.
all right. Whoever wants to do it can raise their hand at the time when I call out. So I guess we'll get it started. And I'm right now putting on my glasses. I hate it so much. I broke down and had to buy reading. So this is my only eye help ever. I prided myself on 2020 perfect vision till now, and in the last like 6 months to a year maybe. I now like I need readers if I'm going to be staring at the computer or my phone a lot. So I'm trying out 1.0s, which are actually hard to find. Most places start at 1.25, like the in-person stores. But I did find I'm testing out different. I got one 1.25 and one and a half from Dollar Tree, which are crap and they're all foggy. They're terrible, but I'm at least being able to test them and see which one I like the best, and then get some better ones. So I despise it. I don't like it, and everything that it signifies, getting old and falling apart. But is what it is, and it is kind of miraculous. You're like, oh, that's what it should look like. Yeah, I thought because it happens so gradually that you don't notice that you lost all that clarity or whatever. And then talking to other people, and they're like, yeah, duh. I'm like, huh, it's a whole new world. But then it feels like a fake world. Like, is this some kind of augmented? No, that's what you should be seeing. So anyway, wear my glasses, people. Eye people. Put your thumbs up. Give me a high five or something. I'm guessing most people by most of our ages in here have something. And again, I've prided myself on being one of the only ones, definitely in my family. Like every single cousin, everybody has had eye stuff forever. And I feel for kids when you see a little kid, like a 2 year old wearing glasses, like, oh man. I mean, they're going to be fine and they'll deal with it or whatever, but be nicer without it, probably. And most athletes, eyesight is a big thing for athletes. So if you don't have good eyesight, that's going to hinder that also if you care about that. Anyhow, let me stop yapping about that. Welcome to Google for Real Estate. We're here live on Clubhouse every Wednesday, 9 to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm Derek, born and raised in South Central Pennsylvania, Central PA, commercial and residential real estate agent since 2006, outdoor adventure sportsman, and Google marketing geek. In this room, we talk about how to dominate Google local search and get business from our Google business profiles, as well as discuss other Google tools. and marketing things, productivity tools, etc. Replays are available via the link I put in the chat or on my website. You can find them. Please come up to stage if you're here live. We'd like to have a nice full stage up here. You don't have to talk if you don't want to, but if you have some input or a question, or like today, I'll be asking for somebody to participate or be the guinea pig. Again, I can do myself, and I have myself queued up. But if you want to participate in any way, you can. But you can just hang out also if you want to do that instead. And if you're in a different profession or business, or know somebody else in a different profession or business, as long as it's a local type business, pretty much everything we talk about here, even if it's not, a lot of the stuff we talk about in here applies to other businesses as well, even though we relate it to real estate specifically. All the links are in the chat for the replays: Spotify, Apple, Discovery calls above if you need to reach out to talk to me about something. And my YouTube channel for Search Bomb is in there too if you want to smash that subscribe button, as the kids say these days. Today, I don't have any news. I mean, there might be some news, but I'm not going to do any. I'm going to save up a couple things and not do any news today. I will do some Ask Me Anything if there's any issues or wins or anything anybody wants to share. And then we'll get into the topic of seeing what our potential clients see when they look us up in the coming year. So I think this is a good thing to do. Everybody's doing their business planning and auditing all their stuff in their business. And this is a good thing to do too. And I don't remember if I've done a room on this already or not. It's possible. I think I'm up to 38 episodes or whatever, 38 rooms, something like that. So it's quite possible. And I didn't really name the first one, so might have done one, but this is a good time of year to do one anyway. Probably be a recurring one, do it every once in a while, at least once a year. So we will see what people are going to see when they look us up, because nobody just calls you. Well, they might. Some people do, probably a fairly high percentage, but there are some people that are going to, hey, you should work with Derek. All right, I trust Johnny that Derek's good, but I'm still going to type Derek's name into Google. That's the least I can do. And if they're a younger generation, they way higher chance they're going to type you into Google and see what comes up. And if they don't like it, they don't call you, and you never hear about, because Johnny usually never like makes a point of calling you and saying, hey, I sent so and so over. I mean, some people do, but a lot of times your name goes in passing. People think about it or look you up, and you just never get a call because they didn't like what they saw, or they didn't have the extra wow factor or whatever. So we'll be talking about what people see when they look us up and vet us online. And then next week, not sure what I'll be doing. So we'll start, no news, go right to Ask Me Anything. Does anybody have any issues, any questions about anything? I'm still getting a lot of verification and suspension. Not quite as many as the surge a few months ago, but still like more than there used to be, and people getting suspended for things like just changing the name. One yesterday, she changed it egregiously in 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 accordance with her real estate coach told her to change it. So just watch who's telling you to do certain things, especially with your Google business profile. If they're not an expert, you might not want to do it. And definitely, like I've been talking about the last few months, the name, you don't want to be changing willy-nilly. And if you definitely don't want to be keyword stuffing or doing egregious stuff. And if it's a completely new name, like it was Bix, or I'm going to take Bixler out of it. If it was DB Real Estate Agency, like I had an agency called DB Real Estate Agency, my Google business profile is called that. It's been that for a while. I have reviews under that. And then I go and change the name to just Derek Bixler Realtor because my agency failed. I got rid of it. Now it's just me. I want to use the same Google business profile. Well, those two entities don't match up, and I should have taken the DB out of the real estate agency name altogether, but you would see how those don't match up. So this is a different business as far as Google's concerned. Now you may get away with it, and a lot of people do, but if you change your name drastically to like a completely different thing, now Google's like, well, that's not even the same business. So those reviews don't go with this because this isn't the same business. You can't have like a public park and get 5 million reviews in a public park, and then somehow get management of it and then change the name of it to your roofing company and benefit from it showing 3,000 reviews, which those kind of things happen. But so watch your name and changing things, that stuff's still happening. So it sounds like no questions or issues or anything, which is good.
Hey, Derek, Bobby here. I do have a question. How often should I be posting updates on my Google profile, and then should I be dropping like hashtags at the bottom as well?
Hashtags, you don't need to do that. Um, Only because nobody's going, when people go to Google, they don't type hashtags into Google, they just search terms or whatever they're searching. So on Google really doesn't do anything as far as on there. Once a week, as far as frequency, you'll hear people, I get sent videos. This is how I got 1 million listings in a year off my Google business profile. And I post 8 updates. We post one in the morning, we post one at brunch time, lunch, mid-afternoon, night, blah, 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 blah. You definitely don't need to do all that crap. It's not like other social media where people are going to a feed 1 million times a day and you need to stay in front of them and you need to be super creative and everything. People are going to see your updates once, maybe twice or 3 times in their entire life. The first time they see it, they may scroll your profile and see your updates. So you want them to be something, as far as content, something that helps convert them. That's why I like testimonial type posts. Um, but once a week is usually good. Some people would even say once a month is good. I think once a week is better frequency as far as if somebody's looking at it. With Google too, every time you're in your profile poking around, it helps you a little bit. But if somebody's looking at your profile and they say the last post was 2 days ago, and then the last post before that was 7 days before that, and then the last post was 5 days before that, that gives them this company is active and they're doing things. If you have recent enough posts, they'll also pull them up into your photos section, which is the most looked at section. So that's nice. That's why another reason why I like the testimonial post, because then that image gets like pulled up there and they get smacked with a big awesome diligent says Johnny or whatever up there in the photos section. So once a week I think is enough. Definitely I don't think once a day is warranted, and definitely not multiple times a day. It's definitely not other platforms. So yeah, ultimate answer is once a week. And if you want an exact post to do, I do almost solely testimonial posts, like an image with a couple words called out, says 5 stars on it, and then the actual review in the description, and then under that it says Johnny, comma home seller or whatever. So super easy, brainless to do once a week, and has a good conversion impact. And then you can fill in a little bit more with like real estate posts, open house events, definitely events if you have them. I would post those as you have them. Offers, those are part of updates. So, but those would not be reoccurring things. So your offers, you can have them run for up to a year. So you have to put a start and an end date for your offers. Offer examples would be free home buyer consultation, free home price analysis, free listing consultation, those kind of things. I have a triple guarantee that I have an offer for. And I also don't do dual agency, so I have a no dual agency offer, but everybody can do the buyer and the seller one, or at least the seller one. Everybody should be having the free home price analysis or whatever you want to call it offer. But that's not a frequent thing. You just do that once a year, make it go out, make a note of when it expires, and then make sure you add another one when it expires, because it adds like an extra button sometimes, offers or deals from this company, or sometimes it calls out your offers or deals up at the top, kind of top part of your profile when people see it, especially on mobile. So you definitely want to have a couple offers, but that wouldn't be something you're doing over and over again. So events as you have them, make sure you got at least one offer running at all times, and then the updates once a week. And I like the testimonial posts. Was that thorough
Yeah,
enough?
that was great. Thanks, bud. Appreciate it, man.
Yep. A long way of saying once a week. Yeah. And make sure it's conversion based. And I didn't say also don't link out to anything. Always a call now button. Don't link out. We don't. They're there to call somebody right now, and we want them to be convinced to call us right now and click the button very easily right there. We don't want them to click to our YouTube channel or to a blog post or go anywhere else, even if it's our own stuff. We want call now, call now, call now. Anything else? Anybody on that or separate? All right, we'll dive into it. So, what potential clients are going to see when they look you up in 2025? We all should be looking at it right now to make sure we're looking good. Like I said in a couple rooms recently, the busy season's coming. There, at least here, it's kind of new. I just had a kind of a surge here in the last week, but I think that's just anomalies and people breaking up with boyfriends and just things that kind of happens. But here, typically, as soon as the new year hits, there's a little bit of a rush, and then it kind of slows down a little bit, and then again, and when spring, the normal kind of market picks up. So now is the time to be looking at all this stuff, making sure this stuff is the bomb, consistent, still staying consistent with all your marketing, not just the Google stuff, whatever you do, staying consistent with it, not letting off the gas so that you're still in front of people, so that when they do make a decision to do something, which is going to be here before we know it, you're sitting there looking awesome. You've been in their head. You're still awesome. You're sitting there ready. You don't want the surge to come and then you're like, oh no, I got to fix my Google and I got to do this thing. And oh no, I got to fix this. It's too late then. You should still do it because then you're set up for the next time. But we need to do it ahead of time. So this is the perfect time, just like the business planning and all that stuff we've all been doing over the last couple months. So,
Hey, good morning,
uh,
Derek.
morning.
Sorry to interrupt your flow, but I was
All
trying
good.
to take my speaker off of mute, and my big finger kept pressing the wrong thing. So I'm
I've heard that on Apple.
yes, yes. And by the way, we missed you at Thanksgiving dinner this year, so make sure you come next year.
I would like that. I'm alone on Thanksgiving typically.
Okay, sir. So the question I have is, I do door dashing, so I frequent a lot of restaurants, a lot of facilities, right? Merchants, right? And I do reviews for those merchants when I visit them, right? Either I take a picture or I just comment on the feel of the atmosphere, what the people are doing around me, and then I place that on Google. And from doing that, I've gotten like 4 million views. But my question is that was set up under my personal account, right? So my question to you is, do I set my business profile up underneath my personal profile, or do I do something different?
Awesome question, and I don't think I have talked about this for a while. I definitely done episodes about it, but I don't think I've talked about it for a while. So a good thing to touch on. Um, so there are two things with Google. You have your Gmail address, your regular personal Google account. With that Gmail, that Google account, you can leave reviews or post photos on other people's Google business profiles and do all the things as what they call a local guide. So that's all when you're giving stuff to other businesses. That's you as a person, as a personal person, and it would be associated with whatever Gmail address you're using. Then the Google business profile would be a whole separate thing that you could own or create with whatever Gmail address you want to. I would probably do it with your main one because that makes sense, easy to whenever you log in, you don't have to switch emails to manage this or that or whatever. So you would probably, yes, you would create the Google business profile under that Gmail address. Um, However, and you didn't really ask this question specifically, but some people they think that, or there are also videos and fallacies out there about this, that if I give reviews to people as a person, that's somehow going to help my Google business profile because this email address owns that Google business profile. But that's not the case. It is two completely separate things. You, as a local guide, even though it would be the same Gmail address, that's you as a person and that owns the Google business profile. The two things: you as a guide, which is you as a person giving things, and then you as a business trying to get your own reviews from other people and everything. So yes, create it under that Gmail address, assuming that's your main one, whatever your main one is, that's the one I would use. And then that'll be the owner of it. So with the caveat of related to what I said, they are related in that the local guy, you as a person, your Gmail address, and then the Google business profile are related a little bit in that your Gmail address has a trust factor kind of on the back end with Google. And if your Gmail address has a really bad trust factor with Google for whatever reason, then any Google business profile attached to it is also going to have a little bit of a less trust factor. So does local guiding as a person give you more trust factor for that Gmail address, which then owns your Google business profile? So maybe that gives you a little bit more trust factor with Google, maybe a little bit. And then I think that is true. Like if they trust that Gmail address, then sometimes I've heard that you can get through help better, and they're kind of the computer on the back end helps you better, and all these things. And again, I don't know how the algorithm works, but so I think I'll still stick with their two separate, completely different things and don't help one another. However, I think local guiding, I mean, how that for sure builds trust with Google for you as a person, you as that Gmail address. How could it not? It definitely does, especially if you do it consistently over a long period of time. So how could that then not help your Google business profile, at least in the sense that my Gmail is trustable as much as possible. Like my Gmail address itself is super trustworthy. So as far as that little percentage of Google trusting my Google business profile, I'm definitely good on that. That's why I've been going through at the end of every year, I purge all the people that I'm not currently managing because I optimize people's profiles. I make admin. They don't remove me at admin. So then I go in every once in a while and purge people because if my email address is associated with a bunch of suspended or a bunch of accounts that are doing bad things, whether I'm doing it or not, then that hurts like my email address's trustability and then can string over to my other Google business profiles and make those less trustworthy with Google. So you as a person, your Gmail address kind of does relate to the Google business profile, but the thing of you'll hear sometimes people give reviews and help other businesses and that helps your Google business profile. It does not like directly work like that or even close to that really. So yes, create that under that same Gmail address.
Okay, and I can send reviews from that business profile also, right? That helps people see my services, right?
Yep, the purpose of having a Google business profile would be two goals. The first immediate goal that'll happen almost right away, or at least when you get 5, 10 reviews, will be when people type your name into Google, it will be the very top thing that people see. And on mobile, it's like super prominent. That's the top thing they'll see, and they'll have your reviews boom right in their face. And if you optimize it and make it look pretty, it's a really nice presentation when people go to vet you. They would see that pop up, and then underneath that, they'll see your Facebook and all the other things that we're going to talk about today. So it'll have that effect almost right away, making you look like the bomb when people go to vet you. And it gives you that confidence. You Google me if you're in an appointment. Yeah, just Google me. You could also give them, QR codes to send them reviews and all those things. But you can always use that. Google me, and I'm right there. You can't miss me. I just onboarded. I switched brokerage, and I onboarded, and the lady said, "You are the most easily Googleable person that I've onboarded," because she has to look people up and she like tries to pull headshots and information already so she can do stuff ahead of time kind of. She's like, "You were the easiest person." So and that's what I was like, exactly. I know. That's nothing new. So it's really important to be super accessible and pop up and be able to click that call button and everything. So the personal vetting, just when people type you in your branded search, what we're talking about today, that's what that achieves almost right away, or at least once you have like 5 or 10 reviews, it'll start popping up. Then beyond that, once you start being more optimized and doing the ongoing things and getting your reviews higher, then the goal becomes to actually rank and get some calls from it. You know, I mean, the ultimate goal would be rank number one in the pack. Usually, when somebody searches "realtor near me," there's going to be search results, and part of those search results are going to be the Google business profiles, which are usually very prominent and towards the top, and they show 3 businesses there before the people click see more. So the ultimate goal is to be in that 3 pack of when people type "realtor near me" or "realtor in my city" or whatever. So the secondary purpose of the Google Business Profile would to be there and to get, random calls from searchers. And I will make the note also that even if you can't, if you're in like a super competitive market and there's no way I'm going to be in the top three pack, studies show that those top three definitely get a good share of the clicks and the calls and everything. But studies show that a good percentage of people, I mean, I want to say like 30, 50, maybe higher percent, but it's a big percentage of people that shop. They like to click, see more. They like to scroll. People like to shop businesses and professionals just like they like to shop t-shirts. They like to scroll, pick somebody whose face do I like or whatever resonates with me. So if you can't or you think it's impossible, number one, it's probably not impossible with the right amount of work or whatever. But also, number two, even if you're number 5 or number 10, you could potentially get calls. And people don't answer the phone either. Those top three, half the calls I get, it's I called somebody else, they didn't answer, now I'm calling you. So you got to answer the phone. You do have a chance if you can't rank, but that would be the secondary goal, to be in the results page when people type in realtor near me or realtor in X city. So those are the two things: the vetted search, the branded search, and then trying to get leads from that general search.
Hey, Derek. Good morning.
Yep.
I have I'm sure this is a very stupid question, and I've done it already once, but I can't seem to find the button to change my profile picture, and I'm sure it's probably staring right at me. So forgive. Well, I'm not wasting your time. I'm sorry.
Oh, good. If you're on your regular dashboard that has like edit profile button, services button, edit products button, all the main dashboard
Uh-huh.
buttons,
Yeah.
you would click photos,
Oh, okay.
and then if you're on desktop,
Yes, I
or
see
you,
change cover. I see.
yep,
I
there you
see.
go. Logo
Okay.
would be your headshot, and
Right.
cover usually I do a so the logo would be a headshot because headshots convert, especially like women's smiling faces are one of the highest converting things in marketing. So you definitely want a headshot because it's you or the business. And pretty close up because these are tiny, so not some far away thing where I can't see any features. Like it should be as close up as you can bear to have it, for the logo, and make that square. And then the cover photo should be wide, like 16 by 9, typical wide. And usually I would put another picture of the agent there as well, because again, smiling faces command attention and help convert. Um, yeah, but you can change it there. And it
Thank
will
you.
go into review when you change it, but usually you should be fine. Um, and by usually, I'd say always, but these days I don't like to say any absolutes, everything, anything. But with photo stuff, usually you're cool as long as you're not putting like a crazy like a swear word on top of it. Like I've heard of people getting spammed and the people replace their cover photos and logos with like just words, swear words and porn and yeah, crazy stuff. Anyhow, I know you're not going to do that, so you're going to be fine. And that was a good question because beginner stuff, there are people beginning, obviously, who last question was about that too. So that's a good question. Any other questions about anything we talked about already or anything else? Or any follow-ups, Margula?
Yeah. I you said the big picture in the back. I don't have that ability um to do what you just said. A
The
big
cover image?
the I have yeah, I have the my own little image, and then I don't, which I switched to be a logo of my logo, but I'm putting it back as a picture. There's no splash on my Google that I could put.
The slot that says cover photo, that was the one I was referencing that should be a wide image. Is that what you mean?
So I didn't know. Oh, you mean when they find me? Okay, I don't know. I don't have
When you click that photos button,
right.
you'll see
Uh-huh.
three things. the first thing, if you're on desktop, top left, it says cover photo, change, delete, whatever. Then
Mm-hmm.
you have logo, change, delete,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. And then you'll see any other photos that you have on your profile.
Mm-hmm.
So the logo is going to be your headshot. Click change or delete. I like to delete because sometimes it keeps the photo like in your photos. So if you don't want it in there, you delete it. But anyway, that should be a headshot. And then the cover photo is almost more important than the logo because the cover photo becomes your main showcase image for your profile. The main image it usually shows people on the front. It's kind of like the cover of your Google Business profile. If I were to pin my Google Business profile link to the top of this room or into, you put a link into Facebook or something, usually the image that it pulls and populates to put with it is that cover image. So that cover photo slot is, some people call it the most important photo you have on the internet. I don't know if it's quite that dramatic or important, but it's definitely like it's the main image people are usually going to see if they Google you.
Okay.
So I would, yeah,
All right.
I would make sure it's
Thank you
fairly
for
decent.
clarifying that. I
Yeah,
appreciate that. Thank you, Derek. You're amazing.
you bet. Yeah, make sure that picture is on point. And Google will choose, and a lot of, mostly on mobile, when you pull somebody's profile up on mobile, a lot of times it will choose something else out of their photos section to be their showcase image, which is fine if it's a good one. Mine, I was just pulling mine up. Sometimes it will pull a video in, which is pretty awesome, and then it auto plays as long as the video is good. So definitely have a video in your photos section, and I would make it something pretty real estatey. You could purpose build something, and I won't get into that, but yeah, make sure your cover photos the bomb, and then just check out your photo section on mobile and on Google Maps app and see how it looks, what Google's using actually as your showcase image. Because here and there it'll pick like the crappiest house in your photos section. Oh, that's been my showcase image for the last since I checked it last 8 months. Yeah, we probably want to get rid of that. Not that I'm against crappy selling crappy houses or whatever, but you probably don't want it to be your showcase image. So yeah,
Hey, Derek, Derek, I have a quick question. It's Liz from St. Louis.
yo,
My Google profile does not allow video. Why would that be?
hmm. Where are you trying to add it in the photos section or as an update, or what are you trying to
Probably as
do?
an update, I would assume.
Probably. Yeah, videos get blocked a
Okay.
lot. I don't even waste my time trying. The only place that I try or do is in the photos section,
Okay.
and I would only put ones in there that are showcase worthy, quote unquote, because it will. Like I recommend everybody kind of if I'm optimizing somebody's profile, I like to delete every single video unless they're good and showcase worthy, but usually they're not quite. They're like a thing I did on TikTok and downloaded and it's grainy and got the corny words, and it's not corny, it's appropriate on TikTok, but for Google it needs to be more pristine kind of stuff. So I delete every video and then I upload just the one that I wanted to showcase because it will on mobile on Google Maps for sure use that video for at least the secondary image, if not the primary image, and it auto plays, and it has
Gotcha.
nice impact. So just delete all your crappy ones, and then
And if
there
there's
are
something that says
specs.
rejected, does that mean that they didn't like that photo for whatever reason?
Correct. Again, we're talking about updates and posts, probably.
Yeah, there's just a photo of like something coming soon. I don't
Was
know.
there a phone number in it or in the text?
Let's see. Probably.
No phone numbers. That they call that phone stuffing. They see that as
Okay.
kind of like spammy. So I wouldn't put any phone numbers. No, I really wouldn't. Yeah, no phone numbers, no websites, no nothing, anything like that in the image or the text, because they figure we already have a call
Gotcha.
button up there. This you're being spammy.
Thank you.
Um, Yeah, that's probably mainly what it is. And that might be the thing that's blocking the videos too. If you're trying to post videos and you're putting a phone number there, it might not be the video, it might be the phone number or something else you're doing.
Hey, Derek,
Um, yeah,
are you ready for another question?
sure.
It's okay. I, Miss Melanie, and I love that you have their calendar booking on yours. I was trying to copy yours, and I started getting down the rabbit hole of the Google feature that connects to the outside provider, and mine is Go High Level, versus doing a link. I don't think it shows up the same way. What do you recommend? It seems like it's getting more complicated by the minute.
I would just use a Calendly link or a normal thing. In my experience, the integrations with and follow up boss is one that Google seems to integrate in a lot of, like in Google Ads and other places too, and local services ads for sure does. But anyway, the integrations don't seem to, they're glitchy. They don't seem to work that well. Um, you change it to sometimes. I don't, it'd be up to you. Nobody's ever going to click that button. It's never going to happen, frankly. Maybe once in a while, like one a year, you're like, holy crap, somebody just scheduled a thing, unless you have a YouTube channel, but that's different if you're doing that stuff. But I don't think it matters all that much. You definitely want to fill the slot with something as far as, it's 1/8 of the admin tabs in there, so you want that percentage of completeness with Google, but I don't think it matters all that much where you send them. What do you use what CRM do you have? I forget what you said.
It's Go High Level.
Go High Level. Do you use that for scheduling, or do you use scheduling at all in your life?
Uh, I've actually switched over to Zoom scheduling. I downgraded my Calendly, but I'm trying to use whatever is most accurate right now, testing them out.
Yeah, I would say whatever you use, kind of like with the CRM conversation, everything else, whatever you would use, just plop it in there. And that you can change, not every day, 10 times a day, but that won't get you suspended or anything, knock on wood, to change that here and there. So I wouldn't overthink it too much. Just if that's the one you use now, just drop a link in there and move on with your life and be astounded if one pops up.
All right, thank you very much.
I'm so ingrained in Calendly, I can never leave because I have all these different events set up. It's just probably 50 things that I use on a regular basis. Oh no, I'm getting a call that looks local. It could be an ad. Should I answer it and see? If it is, you guys can hear me talk to one. I'm going to answer.
Take it. We got it from here.
All right, I'm back.
Hi,
Can you guys hear
everyone.
me? No? Can you hear me now?
Loud and clear. We got you. Oh, he's gone. Oh, he's back.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I forgot if I answer
Okay.
the phone, you guys won't be able to hear me. It was not a lead call. All right. All right. So, any other questions or anything, or did that answer it? Is that good?
Hey, Derek, I have a question. This is Maria.
What's up?
Is it? Um. So I asked someone. Someone left me a review. I asked someone to leave me a review, and for some reason I can't see it. And they put a picture too. Could that be it?
It is common, or hopefully not super common, but it does happen that reviews don't show up. Could have to do with a lot of different things. Could be the reviewer, could be the Google business profile, could be the words used, could be just the algorithm, whatever, doesn't like it, maybe the wording or something. So a lot of reasons it could happen. My ultimate answer is don't overthink it when it happens. Just move on, keep getting reviews, and accept the fact that every third one or every fifth one, or hopefully not terrible, every ninth, 10th one, whatever, won't show up. So ultimate answer is just move on with it. However, yes, adding photos, Google likes reviews with photos. It will typically use reviews with photos as the ones that it showcases on your profile. So photos are definitely a good thing to do, and for conversion too. If you can get people to add a photo like of their happy faces in front of a house with a review, that's fantastic. Nothing Google likes better than other consumers other than the business adding content. So reviews, photos, that's all content. So photos, great. If it didn't show up and they went back and added a photo, which they can do, they can go back to it and edit and add a photo, or they should be able to. That might get it to jog and show up. Not surefire, and I would guess probably won't. If it didn't like it the first time, probably doesn't like it. However, that is something you could try. They could go back and add a photo. They could even change the text or change that up if they would want to and try to see if that works. I've also heard sometimes success with if they go back to your Google Business Profile and interact with your Google Business Profile a little bit, then it retroactively or actively makes the review show up. So if it was best practices giving a review, hopefully if you're trying to get a review to show up, best way is that they use the Google Maps app to do it. They interact with your profile before they do it, clicking on buttons, maybe clicking the call button, don't have to actually call you, click on some products, maybe heart a couple photos and things. Interact with the profile so that Google has registered this person has interacted with this business. They have a record of it, and then give a review. And then that's how, and that doesn't work every time either, but that can help them show up. So going back retroactively, if it didn't show up, sometimes going back and interacting with the profile can get it to show up. So if it already was written, didn't show up, you can try adding the photo, you can try editing the review itself, and they can try interacting with your profile more. All three of them could work, all three of them could also not work. So does
I
that
sent
answer
them
it?
the. I think so. Well, I had sent them the link to write the review, and then I asked them if they could go back in, maybe try deleting the picture or something. But he told me that he couldn't. It wouldn't let him. It wouldn't let him. He already did the review, so it wouldn't let him. Delete or try doing it again. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, he should be able to delete it. I wouldn't delete it though. I would just edit it because deleting and doing it again, if it didn't trust it the first time, that would probably be worse.
Oh,
But
okay.
should be, if he goes to the review and clicks, he should be able to click edit and then do stuff. Again, is it worth it and spending your time even texting back and forth 3 times? That's 3 texts of that link you could send to other people just going to get reviews that might have a better chance of showing up. I don't know. It might be the first time he ever gave a Google
Yeah, it's
review. I
actually my
don't know.
brother. Yeah, it's my brother. I asked him for a review.
Yeah, that would be that has spam written profiles that have no reviews written, and you don't know. He could give a lot more reviews. This can also help, or not help, but could happen if he were to then, oh, I love giving reviews. I'm gonna start giving reviews. So he starts giving lots of reviews. Then Google trusts him. It might then go back to your review and make it show up because, like, oh yeah, this person is good. Like on Yelp, you can't just go on there and give a review and let it show up. At least you didn't used to be able to. You had to sign up for an account. You had to give so many reviews or do something for any of your reviews. They would kind of vet you as a reviewer first, and Google does that too. If somebody has never given a review, that's likely to get blocked. Again, not every time, but that would probably be the reason there, I would guess.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Anyone else? This is sweet. A lot of ask me anything today. I should skip weeks more often. People pent
Stand
up demand.
you just, I didn't think I needed to know anything, but I'm here listening because I'm not feeling well, so I can't really make phone calls. So just said was amazing for me, the picture, and I didn't really pay attention. I thought I was cool by putting my logo that my marketing department did, but when you said it's important to put a picture of you, a nice pretty picture, I just did it and I see it looked amazing and I appreciate that. And I didn't realize the cover photo was different than my logo, and it is, and I just changed it. I appreciate it, so I just want to thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for asking the question and nice job following through and taking action on it. I see a lot of accounts that those two images are not only the wrong thing, but it's like, and I'm not saying yours was, I didn't look at it, but the logo or it'll be some like screenshot of a screenshot of a screenshot, grainy as hell. Like this is the most, this is the first image people are going to see when they type into Google, and it is terrible. Like I wouldn't work with this person at all. I was just looking for appraisers. I'm writing an offer today for cash, and we need an appraiser and I was Googling. I've got an appraiser, but I wanted to give a few more. And the best place here to find them is on our realtor affiliate list. But appraisers on Google and online are the worst. There's a big hole there, and I'm guessing all over country, there's a hole there on Google. The first appraiser to pay any attention to Google or socials or their online presence is gonna destroy and get every a la carte appraisal that isn't a bank related one, um, of people Googling, because it sucks. I couldn't. Google was a waste of time when looking for an appraiser, and they all have bad reviews because they don't ask for reviews, but it's kind of like a property manager. Like there's always going to be somebody dissatisfied, and it's a big thing. You cost me $50,000. That's going to be a bad review coming your way. So a lot of them are like zero reviews, one negative review, two negative reviews, five reviews, but three of them are negative. And I know a couple of the people. I know they're good appraisers, and they just don't pay any attention or try or anything. So big hole there. If you're an appraiser out there listening, get yourself on Google and fix up that. I know Scap's not in here. I think he has one, and he kind of knows what he's doing. Anyway, all right. So, any other questions or anything? All right. So let's get into this. I can do it fairly quickly because it's not rocket science when we're talking about how you look when you Google yourself or when others Google you, more importantly. So, what you want to do, first of all, the exercise that I'm going to perform here and that you should do is you want to Google yourself. And I pulled up Bing as well to kind of see how it'll show up on there. Those would be the two biggest search engines. Apple Maps being the other place that I talk about having a business profile, but I don't have a Mac. Their search uses Google usually anyway. If you searched just a general search on an Apple phone, not on Maps. I tried to pull up Maps on my computer. There's a URL to go to, but when I try to find a store, quote unquote, I can't find any myself or real estate agents or anything. So I don't. Basically, Apple really doesn't have their own search, which they are working on right now and would love to have and decouple from needing other people for that. But they don't really have a place. So Apple, I'm not going to go over other than to say you should have an Apple Business Connect account and set that up, yada, yada. So search or Google be the first one and most important one. And then Bing would be the other one that you want to search yourself on. Now, Google specifically, I'm not going to go this far with Bing, but with Google, I'm definitely going to search both on desktop and mobile because Google will give different search results for different locations, different browsers, different devices. Definitely mobile versus desktop are going to be different results. If you search on mobile, Realtor near me, you're going to see local services ads at the top, and then maybe some websites. You're going to see Google business profiles pretty much towards the top. If you search on desktop, the Google business profiles and things are kind of slid down a lot of the time, and websites and other things take a little bit more prominence. So mobile and desktop are going to vary. They will probably be pretty similar, but they could vary, and I would definitely check them. And they definitely visually look different. If you're talking about visuals, how it looks when people are looking at it, they're going to drastically look different, and mobile is going to be the best looking place and where most people are anyway. So you want to look on desktop and mobile, and I like to look on Google for sure, and now I'm starting to look on Bing as well. So for interest of time, I'm just going to keep moving with myself. So I Googled myself, and you can do this. You can do it in your regular browser. People say to do it in an incognito browser. I don't think that it matters all that much. You will see, like if I type in Derek Bixler Realtor in my regular browser, my admin panel is going to be right at the top because it knows I manage that Google business profile. But if I scroll past that, everything right below it as the results, the actual results start, are typically pretty close to what everybody else is going to see. There have been rumors out there that Google is starting to personalize results more and more. They say they don't really. I mean, based on location, for sure, they personalize results based on location. But as far as following your habits and what you do around the internet and following and looking at your data and things and then changing your results for that, they typically have said they don't really do that, but there have been rumors that that's happening or they're testing more of that or whatever. And that would probably happen more on mobile. So I'm typing myself in. You can do it from regular browser, probably be the same, but I did go ahead and pull up an incognito window. So if you want to be more stealth about it, if you pull up an incognito window, that just means I'm searching without Google knowing who I am, or my email's not logged in. It doesn't know where I am either, which is important. I like to do branded searches without the computer knowing where I am, because people could be searching from here, they could be searching from far away, and you could check both. Also check on something that knows where I am and check on something that doesn't know where I am. But anyway, for here, I went into the incognito window, and first you want to start, and this is on desktop, you can do the same thing on mobile, but on desktop, I typed in. First, you want to start with just your name and see what comes up. My name is fairly unique. Not my first name, but my last name and the spelling of it and the combination of the two, fairly unique. There is one other exactly that I know of out there. We're Facebook friends. He doesn't post or anything. I don't know much about him, but if you type my name, just my name, you will get my stuff. You'll get, or at least in this incognito window right now, the Google Business profile pops up. It pops up on the right side like it does on desktop. So Google has registered that just my first and last name goes with that Google Business profile. My website is the very top result. Awesome. That's the thing I control, and what I want. And what I've worked hard to happen. A lot of people, their own website isn't up at the top because it doesn't outrank and isn't structured properly enough to beat your Instagram and Facebook and Zillow and Coldwell Banker and whoever else. So my website's up there. You might not have your website, but my website is the very first thing in mine. And then all the next websites are all the ones that you'll typically see on here. Instagram is the second one, which didn't used to be. LinkedIn used to be a lot higher in here, and again, could vary per your search, your browser, blah, 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 your online presence. If you don't even have an Instagram, obviously it's not going to be there, or if it's not named properly, not close to your name, then it might not show up because it doesn't register that with Derek Bixler or whatever. So I got Instagram, Facebook, and this is my Facebook business page. So that makes sense. So top ones, my website. If you take my website out of it, it's Instagram, Facebook business, Zillow, Coldwell Banker, which makes I just switched there. So that's amazing that it came up in the ranked search results that fast. And I don't see EXP on here anywhere. So that all changed very fast. So that tells you how fast Google, I guess it's been about a week, but my branded search results have changed that quickly that any EXP stuff, at least EXP, like website there, the broker maintains stuff, has disappeared, and the Coldwell Banker stuff is in here now. So I got my brokers, and a lot of times broker websites have a lot of clout. They've been around for a while. They have a lot of backlinks. They have a good amount of SEO power. So a lot of times you will see your page on a broker website be one of the top things. So you want to make sure you're on that and on that correctly. Then I see another Facebook business page one. What's this one? Well, yeah. So I got two. I don't know why it has two in there, but two of them: Realtor.com, Coldwell Banker again, uh, LinkedIn, and then goes to videos of me, videos coming from Instagram, Instagram. And then if I click view all, the next button is not more results. It's just a view all videos. And then it takes me to Instagram. Instagram seems to be pulling videos solely from Instagram for me, which is interesting. I'm definitely on everything else. There is my YouTube channel under videos, not a specific video, but just my YouTube channel. So videos of you are definitely going to show. They will also on mobile show in your search results, typically where they show in your scroll. That can vary. and they test things. So you could see it at the top today, and then in a week or a month, you search yourself, and they've moved down under some other websites a little bit lower or whatever. So you definitely have videos in there. So my search results contain all the things that you would typically see or want to see in your search results. My website, Instagram, Facebook, Zillow, broker website, then Facebook business page that was. Maybe your Facebook personal would be okay to be in there too, as long as it's real estatey and talks about real estate. LinkedIn, again, LinkedIn has fallen. That used to be higher up. Maybe it's because my LinkedIn is registering me, the tagline or the link, blue link there has me as the owner of my marketing company. So maybe that's superseding in my settings on LinkedIn, my real estate, so that when people type in realtor or something, it's kind of demoting it. I don't know why, but LinkedIn used to be a little bit higher in the search results. So if you don't have all these, basically all the main socials. Sometimes you'll see TikTok in here, and actually that was just Derek Bixler without realtor. So let's look at Derek Bixler with realtor, adding the word realtor onto the query, and that did add in some more real estate stuff. So my name without the word realtor brought up me as a realtor and easily accessible. You can find all the main things. If you clicked on one of them, they're all accurate. Most of them, I can see Zillow is still saying my brokerage old address, but I can't control that. But everything should be accurate or close to accurate. Yelp, I got to change the brokerage myself. But other than that, should be accurate, looks accurate when you type in just my name. When I add the word realtor to it, and you might have to add the word realtor to yours. If your name is Jane Smith, you're probably going to have to type in some more qualifying words on there for it to get it to register that you are the person that is this person. So if I type in Derek Bixler Realtor, it does for me narrow it down a little bit more. Again, I still have my Google business profile there, still have my website very top. Realtor.com is the second thing. So Realtor.com was in the other search results pretty high, and it's raised up to number 2 here. And then Facebook Business, again, Facebook Business up at the top. I always talk about Facebook Business Profile. It's the only social platform you can get reviews from. And on Bing, that's where Bing pulls its reviews from, which I noticed just yesterday. I'm still learning Bing and the Bing profiles and Bing places. And I pulled up a client's profile yesterday to look at the public view, and I noticed that that's where it pulls the reviews from. So if you look at a Bing business profile, it'll say blank Facebook reviews, and we all have less. If you don't have any, you're going to have 0 reviews. So you should have one anyway, but that is another added reason that you should have one, is because that's where the Bing places, the second biggest search engine, pulls reviews from, is your Facebook. Everything else on there syncs with your Google business profile, which is weird. You can go in there, click sync, you can tell it how often to sync, and it'll pull all your information from your Google business profile. There are a couple other optimizations you can do in there, but for the most part, it'll pull a lot of the stuff over for you and do it for you. However, it will not do that. Or will not, yeah, it doesn't pull over the reviews. It's just the Facebook ones, which is, again, I just noticed yesterday and is very interesting and definitely a case to have another Facebook. Also, studies show that Facebook and Yelp, after Google, Bing, all the major search engines, Facebook business page is one of the top places, top 5. I want to say it was number 3 or tied for number 3, but it was definitely top 5 and has been consistently for the last couple of years as the main place that people go to vet businesses. So they go to Google, they go to Facebook and look at the business page. Again, that's one of the only other places, the only social platform that you can get reviews on. So Facebook business page is, again, up there in the top for when I add the term realtor onto my name. Then my contact page from my website. So my website's twice in there, again, attributed to it's pulling the wrong address over. Google didn't register it yet, maybe because I did change it. Zillow up there, that was up there. Instagram, again. It did bring my YouTube channel in now that I added Realtor onto it. So I've got my YouTube channel there. My second YouTube channel, I've got one for Realtor and then just Derek Bixler. LinkedIn is there on the first page, but at the bottom of the first page of results again. And then the last thing on my first page of results is my Yelp. And that's where I noticed that it still says EXP. So I need to go in there and fix that. Not that anybody's going there, but it is on the first page of Google. And Yelp is always suing Google or always involved with trying to take them down or join class action suits. I think they filed their own lawsuits for demoting them so much because they have reviews too, and Google just serves up their own review and business reviewing system directory rather than giving some others a chance. TripAdvisor, Yelp, other ones that it maybe should be putting at the top of the search results for people to use. Makes sense that it wouldn't be at the top of mine because I typed in my name, not realtor near me. But anyway, Yelp is on there, so I need to make sure, even though nobody goes to Yelp, Yelp's poop, and I hate Yelp, I need to make sure it's accurate, both for compliance and just so it's correct. So the first thing you want to do is obviously see what's on your search results page. Both, again, do it on mobile and desktop because it can vary. You want to go into every one of those and make sure they all are consistent and accurate. Those are the two main things, consistent and accurate. Your headshot, hopefully the exact same or very close to the exact same thing, super recognizable that it's the same person, phone number the same, address the same, brokerage the same, description the same, or sometimes characters differ. Character lengths that you can use differs on different things. You might have to change it, but should be something that's up to date. Make sure all your business information is consistent with all the other ones, both for conversion and people finding you easily, but also because then Google and Bing is just, I didn't tell it to pull my reviews over from Facebook. It just figured out, well, I did add my Facebook link in there, but that's for like links for people. That doesn't, I don't think that's where it doesn't say like put your Facebook to pull reviews over. I think that does it automatically, just like Google pulls the Facebook reviews over also in addition to its own. But you want to make sure all these things are consistent so that Google and Bing now can figure out who else you are on the internet and say, hey, that's this Google business profile. It's the same person's YouTube channel. It's the same person's Facebook. It's the same person's Zillow. So it helps you with the search engines that way. So you want it to be consistent and accurate. And after you look at the search results page, you want to make sure everything that's on there right now is consistent and accurate. And then the next step is to see what's missing. If I don't have a Facebook business page, if I don't have a YouTube, or if there's only 3 results, or if all the results are just Zillow, Realtor.com, and like the automatic ones that kind of happen automatically, and then there's nothing else, or there's nothing that you control, none of your socials show up, or a main social that you use a lot, your Instagram or whatever your main one is not in those search results. Like if I was on TikTok a lot, which I'm not, if I was, I would be a little bit concerned that that wasn't in my branded search results, and I would want to look into that and maybe change some keywords up or name it differently, or just take a look at it and try to make that happen or post there more or whatever I needed to do. I don't, so I don't care, but you want to look at your search results and make sure you have all the things that should be there and that you want to be there. So the 2 things you're auditing are all the things on your page. Make sure they're up to date and consistent. And then also, if something's missing, you want to look into that. And if it's something you have to create, like a Facebook business page, that seems to be a common one. If you don't have one yet, I would for sure create one. You don't, doesn't mean you have to dominate there. And I get it, posting on personal profile gets more exposure, works better, yada, yada. I don't disagree with that. However, there is a place for the Google or for the Facebook business page for sure. People can't check in at your business if you don't have a Facebook business page. People can't leave you reviews if you don't have one. It's a good place to send people to vet you just really, really specifically for real estate. It's not muddled with other stuff. Like if they go to that, it's going to be all listings and all real estate stuff, and really capture that side of you specifically. You can't run meta ads without a Facebook. Well, you can, but you really want a Facebook business page to run meta ads. So, and then obviously Google and all the search engines put a lot of stock in a Facebook business page. And again, research shows that people use Facebook business pages as one of the top places to vet people. So I guess I pounded it in enough that you all need to have a Facebook business page. And if you don't have one, that should probably be a goal in 2025, is to get one and then throw some reviews on there. And it's okay to put reviews other places other than Google. Obviously, I like reviews on there. I'm Mr. Google. I think that is the best place to put most of them and stockpile them. However, having reviews elsewhere is good too. And with the Facebook, you get twice the bang. Well, you get three times the bang for your buck almost, because you get them on Facebook. You also, they get pulled over to your Google business profile and display there, hopefully. And on Bing, that's where it's going to pull them from. So you need to have, if you, I don't think I need to check a Bing profile that does not have a Facebook business page and see if it like tries to find something else to pull, or you just don't have reviews or something. Need to review that a little bit more, but it definitely pulls them from Facebook. So get that business page created. Do your Google business profile first, but Facebook business page, probably, I think, the most important thing after your normal personal socials are done. And website. Website's a big one, but that's a bigger fish to fry, usually more expensive, yada yada. But website would be a good one too to have in your results page. If you can have a website that you dictate what it says, when it says it, how it depicts you, how it makes you look, what people see when they click on it, and have like complete control. There's no login. It's not Facebook. It's nothing that you don't have control over. Your website, if possible, would be great to be the first search result up there. And I actually don't not a huge fan of my website. It's well SEO optimized and I've made it work and it shows up like it should. But I kind of build it and test it and do stuff on it. So it'd be nice if it was a professionally designed one. But anyway, my structure's right and what is happening is right, but the design maybe not the best in the world, which maybe that'll go on my 2025 list to do something about that. Anyhow, anybody have any questions about any of that? I think I got through all of it without going over too much. Any questions, anybody? If there's anybody still
I
here,
have a question.
what's up?
Now, you said you switched companies. It didn't affect your ratings in any way, because at the beginning, you said don't just switch things around, right?
Correct. I did, well, on Google Business Profile specifically, yes. You don't want to change your name or your address or phone number even. That's less important, or phone number willy-nilly without expecting to maybe have to prove it with a verification or suspension or something. So I personally have not changed my Google Business Profile yet. Because, and I will be switching both my name and my location, my address, because my new brokerage, this is like half the reason I moved there, is because for SEO, they're dead center of town, blah, 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 it's like a block, blah, 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 physical office again, block from my house, yada, yada. So I will be changing. I did not switch mine yet because I have to wait for my physical license to be sent out because I want that for my verification. So I'm waiting till I have all my verification stuff in line. I have to get a bill sent over there to that office to have a utility bill, and they don't have their certificate of occupancy yet or permanent signage, even though I'm already going over there and working there. But so I did not do mine yet, but I anticipate I'm going to have to change my name. Changing the name only, like if I just stayed located at my house with my address hidden and didn't change my location, if I only changed my name, I would probably be okay because I would just be changing it from Derek Bixler blah 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 exp to Derek Bixler Coldwell Banker. So in Google, that's kind of see this is kind of it's still the same person, still Derek Bixler, and hopefully, knock on wood, I expect to have to prove it, but hopefully that'd be great if I didn't change the location, just change the name, and the name is similar enough, it will not trigger a re-verification or anything. Again, right now times are a little bit more strict, but in the past and even right now, you might be able to get away with doing that okay. If you change the location, even the location by itself, or in addition to the name, the location change almost every time causes a re-verification. Probably not a suspension because you haven't done anything wrong. You've just updated it, and they want to verify your update. Um,
But
I have
Derek, wait a
to go
minute.
ahead.
Yeah, we
I
want to
was
see you
the
running
caveat you
back
were
in.
gonna say. Go ahead.
Here's what I was going to say, a couple of things. First off, congratulations. And wishing you the very best with your move. And are you going to still do just residential, or will you go back and also do commercial?
I've never stopped doing commercial. I just
Oh,
don't
yes.
like my marketing doesn't talk about it. I don't actively go after it.
Uh
I
huh.
don't pay for LoopNet and all that stuff. I have a commercial listing right now that's a four four resis with a laundromat on a main
Oh,
road. So I do still do it. The seller is the worst. He won't give me any expense. Like it's like pulling teeth to get what I
mm,
need from this person. But anyway, um, yeah, I still do it. I don't market it though, is because I don't pay for all the tools that if I was really gonna do it, I don't want to do a
yeah.
disservice. Like this kind of property, I can do that and still do it
Yeah.
good. But if it was like a REIT or a high rise office, like I would refer that probably, unless it was worth me paying for the tool. If it was a big and they want to, I would possibly get CoStar and whatnot. Um,
Yeah.
but
Well,
yeah,
then the second thing I was going to say is we want to see you running and videoing and doing your verification like you so comically, descriptively described us in the past, running with the video to do the Google verification. Oh gosh. Okay. That was all.
So,
Well, thanks, Derek. It was a great room.
if you change the
Derek, did you switch
location
only?
to where the brokerage is already at,
Mhm.
you might only be have to text to verify. If there's already a known agency there and you move your location there, you might not have to do it. But I'm definitely going to have to do it because they just switched the office. They haven't even moved their Google Business profile to that location yet, which I might even take on to do before I do mine, possibly. But they're kind of corporatey. I don't know if they would let me, but they need to do it because also compliance or whatever. But yeah, that caveat does you might not have to if you're switching to a brokerage address and it's a known trusted brokerage address.
So, did you switch just for the SEO, pretty much?
No, not solely. Splits, all the things are better. Things I get are better. Splits better. Services better. In-person office I missed. Office is super close to me, and also nobody goes there, so it's almost like my own little private office.
Mhm.
Yeah, lots of reasons. Not to bash the other one, brokerage is fine, just wasn't for me.
Mm. Okay, so as you were doing this, I looked at my information. Of course, I need to go in and do everything, redo it. So I live in, let's say, Frederick, Maryland, but my office is in Greenbelt, Maryland. They haven't moved here, and although I think the office is okay, it's not doing me any good because I'm always truly here, and anything over on that side, I refer out anyway, right? Because I just don't want to go there. So, do you think it's a good idea to? I'm trying to figure out how to do this. You switch first and then you change everything, or you looked for an office that had a great SEO and everything. Uh, am I asking that question?
Yeah, I was kind of gonna go to this office anyway, and then that was like the
Mhm.
nail in the coffin. Like we're moving the office to I was like, oh well, then I'm definitely doing that. Um, so you're moving brokerages. Do you have a
Yeah.
Google Business profile already?
No, but I think I
No.
should because I'm never on that side. I stay here, and the people here aren't going to that part of Maryland.
Yeah.
So figure.
So you'll rank in proximity to wherever you located or verify your Google Business profile. So usually the question is the two places, your two choices are the broker's office or your house. And if you use
Okay.
your house, you hide your address. So for privacy and compliance, you're not showing an address or whatever. So those are the two choices. If the broker's office is not where you want to rank, then do it at your house. If you want to, when your neighbor or your neighbors type in realtor near me, you want to be at the top eventually, not right away. You probably won't be there, but eventually, if
Mhm.
your neighbor does it, your theoretically, or on the back end of Google, you are sitting right next to them, and proximity matters. So you should be up towards the top. So if you want to
Okay.
rank more around your house, definitely locate it at your house, and then hide your address. It'll ask you if you. I think the wording is something to the effect, "Do you see customers at this location?" or something. It might even use the word, "Do you want to hide?" or something, but you say, "No, I don't see customers," and hide address or whatever it asks you.
Say don't see customers. Okay, I'll do it today. I'll set it up. Okay. I know I had another question.
And in your name, if you're creating it, um, name your name, just you're not a team or a brokerage or anything, right? Yeah, no.
Mm-mm.
Just name it your name, comma, realtor, and then I would do space, vertical line, space. Instead of a dash, it's just prettier. It's like shift. You can find it on your keyboard. There's a vertical line. And then your brokerage name. And
Okay.
then leave off LLC or LP, or you could put Inc. in there, but if it's a LLC, just leave that part off. But put the brokerage name on there, and then you should be able to verify with that. Sometimes you have to then delete the brokerage name to verify, but I think you should be fine.
Okay. So, my next question. Although I'm a realtor, I'm also a notary, right? And I know how to do closings and all those things. That's what people call me for, major things. How is that gonna, having two Google business pages? One is a notary, one is a realtor. Mm,
You're not supposed to have multiple. I think the official policy is they don't want you to have multiple businesses at one home location.
mm-hmm.
However, I have my real estate one here and my marketing one here, and it works. I had a third one for a while for my t-shirt website, um, and it was all fine. So you could try it. I think you'll be most successful if as much is different as possible, so it doesn't flag as like a duplicate business or a duplicate thing at this place, too many businesses or whatever. So if the phone number could be different, obviously the name is going to be completely different, location is going to be the same because it has to be, um, website
Okay,
different, all the things just different.
everything different. Okay, so I have a business address for notary. I never use home address, but it's here. So I'll use that. But I can be sure we're realtor, sure we're notary. They won't like that, is what you're saying?
Yeah, that would be risky.
Even if everything's different.
Are you for notary? Is it just you?
When I do notary,
Just you, but like, is there an LLC or something, or is it just like you as a person are licensed to do that? Is that how that works?
okay, so you're commissioned. Notaries are commissioned, and then I do have licenses associated with that are extra. But it's me, the person, and I do have an LLC as well.
Gotcha.
So I have
Do you
both.
want to go by that LLC, or is the LLC like your name?
Um, Sometimes it depends on what it is. If I'm going with maybe directly escrows or something, it depends on what it is. If you call me per se, then more than likely I'll be sure where. It just depends on who calls me, which one I'll go with.
But what's the name of the LLC?
I don't want to get into that here.
Okay, but it's
Yeah,
not your
because it's
name.
not. Because I only use it under certain circumstances, and that's only with certain companies and people. But I don't put
Gotcha.
it out
So
here.
I would do a DBA for some name that you are okay with putting out to the public and name it
Mhm.
that. And then when you
Okay.
verify, you'll have to show the original business registration documents as well as the DBA. Because you
Okay.
can't, I wouldn't put your name I wouldn't have two Google business profiles at your home with that name. So you're going to have to name the notary one something else.
So the notary address is not here. I do have an address separately. I don't use,
Oh, gotcha. I thought you were going to move it. to the
Mm,
house. Gotcha.
notary, everything is set up at a, like, it looks official because I need that LLC to be.
Gotcha. Yeah, it should be fine then. Do they both already exist?
Mm-hmm.
Both the
When you
profiles
say,
already exist.
no, they don't, the profiles on it. Well, the notary stuff is out there because notary wise, I'm in a lot of, I guess, I'm in correct databases, this, that, and the other. And the licenses extra I have because notary is a commission, but I have licenses and other approvals to go with it. So my name is out there, if that makes sense. The people that need it, they know how to access it if
You
they.
have a Google business profile for both the notary and you as a real estate agent right now?
I actually do not. For notary, I just have my name
Neither.
in the places where it needs to be, and somehow they find me. Um, and
Gotcha. So
so,
you have neither and you need to do both. So yeah, just do them at the different addresses. Still the name thing feels risky to me, but if it says notary on one and realtor on the other, and your primary category is different, and your address is different, and your phone number is different, and your website's different, and all the things, and you
mhm,
properly document everything when you verify, probably be okay.
okay. And my face has to be different, right? The picture they show that.
Pictures, you'll dictate what the photos are. There'll be a slot to put a logo, like we talked about earlier, and then a place to put a cover photo. I would definitely
Mhm.
make it a different, it could be a picture of you maybe, but I would make it a different picture, not the exact same picture for the logo part. Or on the notary, maybe it's actually a logo and not, I don't know if you have a logo or something, but that could actually be a logo for that. On the real estate one, I would use a headshot for sure.
Right.
And then the cover photo should be different. Yeah. And then all the other photos, all the other content would obviously be different.
Mm-hmm. It would be
Yeah.
totally different feels. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and you should definitely, for sure. And notary is one of those things that people Google when they need one. If it's not like the
Mhm.
lender or whoever using one, if somebody's Googling one, like appraisers, notaries are terrible. Like nobody has a Google, like you, nobody has the Google business profile. It's really hard to find them. When you do find them,
Mhm.
there's not really much information and stuff. So I think that would be a
I guess
huge
it
void you could
depends
probably
how
fill.
you work. Yeah, because I don't, I end up with companies mostly, not necessarily the public. So
Gotcha.
a little different. I don't
Yeah.
really, the
You use
public,
it for the vetting purposes then.
yeah, I end up with companies like lenders, title, other companies um,
Maybe you don't need one then.
that I don't, yeah, the public, not really.
Yeah. So for you, it would be mainly a vetting source if those companies wanted to look you up before working with you
Mhm.
or something. Or if you deem it's not necessary, sometimes maybe it might not be necessary.
I think about it. I mean, I have had the public look me up and said I was a realtor instead or something. It just was confusing. So, you know,
Yeah. Well, for that, it's definitely going to be confusing. I didn't even wasn't even thinking about that. For when consumers type your name into Google, if you want them to find your real estate stuff,
no, they find
putting
me.
stuff out there as a notary is going to conflict with it for sure.
Hmm. So, a company, say you have the company, um, say you're a title company in this example, and you need me. So, you call me, and I have all your credentials and I'm ready to go. But then the person that I'm going to do the signing with looks me up and they find a realtor.
Right. Or vice versa, or a real estate
Yeah.
person looks you up and they find notary stuff.
Hmm. But
Yeah.
that one doesn't hurt as much as the other way. So,
Gotcha. Because you do more notary work than real estate. That's the
um,
primary.
for some reason, I don't know what I did that was so different. It's not, I do get a lot of calls and what do you call them? Offers, signings. But it's something I did on that side that I obviously didn't do on this. I don't know how. I don't know. I mean, maybe they hear about you too because they do talk, right? So I don't know. I mean, I don't know how to explain it. I would say real estate, I will refer out quickly if I don't think it's feasible. And it may not make any sense, but sometimes it just makes more sense to me.
Yeah. So your primary focus is the notary stuff, not the real estate stuff.
Mm, I wouldn't say that. Not at least not going into next year. That won't be the case.
Gotcha. So you're
I
trying to
want to
change that.
yeah, I want to do both equally.
Yeah, if it was me, I would name the notary something else. If it was me, but not my
Okay,
business.
so name it. Okay.
Then they
I,
don't conflict when people try to vet you and look you up.
mhm.
It sounds like the notary world is like there. Maybe there's not a lot of them, and they do talk. And like if you're getting business and you don't even market yourself, or maybe you do somehow, but if you're just getting business because of some directories that you put yourself on, and it seems to be easier to get notary business, then you could probably stand to go by some business name rather than yourself because it doesn't really matter what you call it. You just need to be
Mhm.
a notary out there. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
But yeah, I would name it differently if it were me.
I don't I don't know how to explain it, but the way it's
Because I
set
know people that are actresses that have multiple things, and when people go to vet you, they see the stuff you don't want that they see the opposite stuff.
right, I don't want them to see everything, but okay, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, just name it something else. That's the answer.
I
Um,
agree. I'll just name it something else. I'll just go with LLC name.
uh, but again, I'm just one. Talk to somebody else or think about it. All right. Anybody else? Any questions or anything? All right. Thanks for hanging with me, everybody. Thanks for all the questions and everything. That was great to have some questions to answer and some good ones too, stuff we haven't talked about for a while, and so on and so forth. Thanks for stopping by. And unless anybody has anything else, I'll see you later. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey, thanks, Derek.
Thanks for being here.
Peace. Yeah. Peace out.
Peace out.